Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm gonna teach you how to yodel a very classic country yodel song. It's called He Taught Me How to Yodel, or you might know it as She Taught Me How to Yodel. But before we get into the how-to and all the melodies, let me introduce myself. I am Catherine. I am originally from Germany, from Bavaria to be exact, and I am a Bavarian yodeler living in Los Angeles. I have my own all-female polka band called Lady Hosen, and we perform at a lot of Oktoberfest events with lots of yodeling, of course. If you like my videos or if you need more help, you can also book private lessons from me. You can watch my other videos, which is what I'm going to recommend for you to do next if you haven't watched them or if you're new to yodeling, before you get into this video, in which I will just show you the melody and the syllables of the yodel parts of He Taught Me How to Yodel. Then I would suggest that you watch some more of my basic videos, or if you're not warmed up yet, also watch my yodeling warm-up video and just warm up with that before you try yodeling this song. Also, check out my version of He Taught Me How to Yodel. I'm going to link it right below in the description of this video, and you're probably also going to see it at the end of the video if you make it this far in the video. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this kind of video. But let's get to it. Let's get started with He Taught Me How to Yodel. There's a few things I want to say before we get started. Number one, we're going to do this today in the key of G major. That is the key that I am singing this in. And the other thing is that a lot of different yodelers have interpreted this song or the yodel parts specifically in slightly different ways. So keep that in mind. You can slightly change the syllables. You can slightly change how much of something you do. I will get into that more as we're getting to the specific parts where that applies. But keep that in mind, because my way isn't the ultimate way. I'm just trying to teach you the basics of the song today. So I hope this will be helpful to you, and I hope this will be fun to you. I think this is a song that a lot of people know, and a lot of you probably want to know how to yodel. So let's get started. For the non-yodeling parts, I'm just gonna sing through those so you know where in the song I am. And for the yodel parts, I'm gonna sing them and then I'm gonna break them down for you, and you will see the syllables below or next to me. I don't know where I'm going to put them yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make capital letters for the head voice parts and lowercase letters for the chest voice parts, so that you know where to flip your voice. And again, if you don't know how to flip your voice or get that voice crack, please watch my other videos on how to do that. I'm also linking them in the description below so that you're not lost while you're trying to follow along with this video. Let's get started. I went across to Switzerland where all the yodelers be, to try to learn to yodel with the yodeler. All right, here's the first one. It's just a short one in the verse. My cat might start screaming because he, funny enough, hates it when I yodel. So hopefully he will be quiet. But let's get into this one. Yodeler. That's a very short one. It just kind of gets us started. There's a few different ways to do this, but let's do the very simplest one. Yodel-o-tee-o, yodel-o-tee-o. Okay? Chest, 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 head, head, chest. You can also practice it like that. When you practice, you can practice the melody first and then do it a second time or a third time and practice it with the voice switches, so you don't have to think of everything at once. Yodel-o-tee-o. There it is. All right, so let's try that together from the beginning. I went across to Switzerland where all the yodelers be, to try to learn to yodel with the yodeler-tee-o. All right, that's our first little yodel. There's a few ways in which some people do it differently. They either go e-yodel-o-tee-o or they choose different syllables. So it's either usually e or o, e-yodel-o-tee-o, and then we have a do. So you can try e-yodel-o-tee-o instead of yodel-o-tee-o. I went across to Switzerland where all the yodelers be to try to learn to yodel with the e-yodeler-tio. In that case, you just have to start a little bit earlier. If I had to try to do it a different way, yodeler-yodeler-tio, you can also add more stuff to it, but I would just stick with the basic melody for now and then get crazier as the song goes on because it's going to get crazy enough. And I think I'm going to lock Baloo away for a sec. All right, let's keep going to the next part. I climbed a big high mountain on a clear and sunny day. There I met a yodeling guy in a little Swiss chalet. Nothing there, let's go to the chorus. He taught me to yodel, yodeler-tee-tee. That's our first part, and it's going to keep going similarly, but let's go over this one. Yodel, all chest voice. Yodel, yodel, tee. Okay, that's the part. Yodel, tee, tee. Yodel, tee, tee. Let's try that part one more time. The whole beginning of the chorus. He taught me to yodel, yodel, tee, tee, yodel, tee, tee, yodel, tee. Or alternatively, yodel, tee. You can also go high. Yodel, tee. And then we do the second half of the chorus. He taught me to yodel. Same thing. Yodel, tee, tee. He yodel, 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 tee. That was a little bad. Yodel, tee, tee, yodel, 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 tee. Let's figure out that little part in the end there, because the beginning of the second half of the chorus is the same. Yodel, tee, tee. But then, he yodel, 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 tee. Yodel, 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 tee. Yodel, 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 tee. He yodel, 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 tee. Slower. He yodel, 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 tee. And again, you will hear different versions that make it a little more complicated. He yodel, 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 tee. I don't know how much more complicated you can get here, but you can probably get a little more fancy with it. Just listen to different versions because you will hear slightly different ways to sing it, and you might like another one better, but that's the overall melody, and I think that's what's important right now. He yodel, 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 tee. All right, cool. Then we just go through the second verse and the second chorus, and we basically do the same thing again. So now I'm gonna teach you how to yodel just like me. It's easy when you do it with the yodeler-tee. At first you take a deep breath, you exhale 1, 2, 3. Then you hear the yodel if you listen close to me. This is how you yodel, so now the words change. This is how you yodel, yodeler-tee, tee. He yodel, tee, tee, yodel, tee. He taught me to yodel, yodel, tee, tee. He yodel, 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 tee. All right. By the way, anytime going through this video, you can speed this up. I think, which side are we gonna be on? I think it's gonna be here. You're gonna either speed it up or slow it down about right here in the settings. And that can help you slow it down, obviously, to really study it better. Or if you're bored, make it faster and challenge yourself. So that chorus, in my version, there's a solo after this. And the version that I listened to, that I learned the song from, also had a solo. I think had a solo there, maybe it didn't. So after that, the chorus just comes again. This is how you yodel, yodel, T-A-T, yodel, T-A-T, yodel, T. If you want, this is how you yodel, yodel, T-A-T, yodel, 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 T. Okay? Then we go into the fun part, because this is the part that we're going to speed up towards the end. And it goes, yodel, 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 T, yodel, yodel, T, yodel, yodel, T. This is a very easy way to sing it. I'm going to slow it down for you, obviously. You can add in more syllables towards the end of each of those lines. I'm going to show you what I mean. So instead of yodel, 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 T, yodel, yodel, T, we're going to go yodel, 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 T, yodel, yodel, T, T, yodel, T. So you're just filling the gaps with more stuff. Let's keep it simple for now, because you're just learning this song, and you can add more later if you want to. And again, you'll get ideas. Once you have the basics down, then you can listen to other people's versions and pick the things that you like and copy them into your already basic structure of the song. So let's figure this out. So this is the interval will sound weird, but it's gonna be fast. So I just had to figure out what the interval is that I'm actually singing here, because it goes yodel, yodel, yodel. So it's a quick going up to head voice. Yodel, 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 yodel. So it's how many times? Yodel, 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 yodel. It's 4 times the same thing. Yodel, yodel. So technically, yodel, 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 yodel. You know what I mean? Yodel, 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 yodel. Now we go yodel, yodel, T, yodel, yodel, T, yodel, yodel, T, yodel, yodel, T. One more time from the beginning of that part. Yodel, 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 T. Okay. Now we go yodel, yodel, T. Slightly different. Yodel, yodel, T, yodel, yodel, T, yodel, yodel, T. Right? So there's 4 different parts. Listen to the chords. It's yodel, 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 T, yodel, yodel, T, yodel, yodel, T, or yodel, yodel, T. Up to you. Let's do it one more time slower. Yodel, 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 T, yodel, yodel, T, yodel, yodel, T. And then we repeat with a different ending. Yodel, 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 T, yodel, 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 T. All right. Yodel, 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 T. Yodel, 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 T. Make sure you hit that note. I didn't. Yodel, 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 T. Yodel, 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 T. Okay, this is a lot harder to do slowly for me, because I have to figure out what notes I'm actually yodeling. Let's do that again. The second half of that thing that we're going to speed up. So yodel, 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 T, yodel, 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 T. Okay? Now, that whole part is going to be, in musical terms, if you are a musician, you know this. How many measures? I think it's 8 measures. 8 measures. Again, as with anything, learn the melody first if that's easier for you without trying to do the yodeling or without even the syllables if that's too confusing. And then you can just sing the melody with the syllables but without the yodeling. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. It's always easier to do one thing at a time. Now, let's do it again. Let's do it 3 times in a row. That's how I do it in my version of it. And we're going to speed it up every time. And then I'm going to teach you the end that I do, that Margot Smith also does a lot, in a lot of her songs actually. But let's do that 3 times. Here we go. Yoda. Here you start on this note. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Faster, here we go. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Challenge round, here we go. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. All right. Now, instead of ending the 3rd time like that, what usually happens is yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. We end, or we hold here. Yodelay, yodelo, tee, on this high voice note. And then we go Heidi, like Heidi. Heidi, yodelay. Okay, and you go to this high note and you really hold it out. That's the grand finale of the song, the way that I do it, the way that a lot of other people do it. You can also just end it on yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. That's totally fine too, but if you want to have the dramatic full-on finale ending, you go yodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, wodelay, yodelo, tee. Yodelay, yodelo, tee. Heidi, yodelay. Okay. So that's the whole song. I would love to know how that went for you, if that helped you learn the song. I would love to hear your versions of the song. If you have them somewhere, please link them below in the comments. If you can do that, I think you can link things in the comments. Why do I not know this? And I would also love to know if there are other yodeling songs that you would like me to cover like this, that we go over step by step to learn the yodeling parts. Last but not least, I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to have written sheet music for the yodel parts that I'm going to write. And if I do have that, I will put a link in the description below so you can buy that. If you are someone who reads music and who thinks that might be helpful, then that will be an option. Probably not right when I post this video, but soon. And if you want that, and if you want it sooner than later, also let me know in the comments, because then I will get to it sooner. Thank you so much for watching this video and for making it to the end. I'm so happy there's so many people yodeling out there, because it is very joyful, and it not only gives joy, but it also brings you joy yourself when you do it. If you haven't tried it, obviously try it, but you're here, so you probably have. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna get on with my day and let my cat out so he can yell at me for yodeling so much. Have a great day, have a great evening, whatever it is where you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.